Just matured a little bit.
Matured a lot, so I'm not like, I don't like, not like thirsty no more. I'm not like, oh, I gotta go to, but I mean, I definitely look, you know, I'd definitely be like, ooh, she look good. I definitely have those moments, but that's what I'm saying, like,
that's that temptation, boy, that lust. That's that temptation of lust. Let's do it, man.
Let's do it.
Hey, man. Welcome to another episode, Pod Boy Podcast, man. Another good Sunday. All glory to God, first of all. Just thank Him for waking us up. Thank Him for giving us the strength just to come and do this podcast, another episode to get us here. Brother, how you feeling?
Feeling good.
Feeling good?
Feeling lovely.
Yeah.
Feeling amazing. You know what I'm saying? We out here, we out here thriving. We out here see the sunlight every morning, so I'm feeling good.
It's getting hot too.
It's feeling good though. I like
Can't wait till that motherfucker start to get real hot, man.
That's beach weather.
Yes,
I was
sir.
just at the beach yesterday. I feel good.
And we going next week.
And we going next week.
Yeah, man. You been good though? What's new, man?
I just been I got this new little job, little Uber. Did I say Uber?
Yeah. You said it last time.
All right, man.
But it's been going good though.
About Uber. Yeah, it's been doing good, man. I've been meeting a lot of interesting people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people talk to me. It be get some characters up in there. It'd be funny as mess though. So, you know, Uber for the meantime.
A little extra side cash, you know what I'm saying? Just to get along quicker. You feel me?
How about you? Everything good?
I've been good, man. The job going good. I really liked it. You feel me? I really like the new job. Yeah. At first, my last job, when I came to California, man, as y'all know, working that truck driving job local, man, I was busting my tail. You feel me? Working hard, sweating, man, I'm telling you, it's too much. But now this new job, laid back. I'm driving a forklift, off of the truck, unloading everything. I work for Home Depot, a Home Depot account, truck driving for Home Depot, and I take all the construction supplies to these construction sites. So it's laid back, man. It's laid back. I'm chilling on the forklift. I like it, man. Yeah. It's real good. So I got that out the way. Now it's time to just keep going, right?
Yeah.
Just keep going. Keep leveling up. You know, we did that. We got what we did this year so far. What we said we would do, we doing it. So we just gonna keep going. I want to talk about what you said about meeting interesting people. Ain't that our topic today?
Oh yeah.
Relationships?
Hold
on, before we get into that, man, you can find me at King Smtty on IG, KINGSMTTY, as y'all know. A little bit about the podcast, man. We just talking about life, man. Just talking about our experiences, what we know, you know, each one teach one. You know, we grow, we help y'all grow, y'all help us grow, and we all grow. Yeah. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's a little bit about it. So yeah, y'all can find me on IG. Y'all can hit me if y'all want to. Ask me any questions. We're definitely open. Definitely hear y'all out. If y'all want any kind of suggestions, any kind of advice, we'll give it, offer what we know. Yeah, brother, what about you, man?
Oh yeah, same thing. You can find me on Instagram, Jamal_Scott28. You know what I'm saying? If you need any help or anything like that, you can feel free to reach out. I got you. I'll be able to give you a little insight of me and be able to help you out. So same thing.
Yes, sir. Hey man, so today we wanted to dive into relationships. You know, relationships with yourself, relationship with your family, relationship with, you know, your spouse, your significant others. I think it's very important. From me at least, relationships is super important to your well-being. You know, how do you feel about relationships, bro?
Same. You know, a relationship is always a good key to anybody's health, and you know, it always starts with you with your reinsurance, but reinsurance from others can help you out a lot too. So that's a good topic to talk about.
Exactly, and you know, I bet everybody can relate to that too.
Yeah,
everybody. Relationships, because everybody go through the same things in relationships. The heartbreaks, the love lessons. You know, the moments you get to, the memories you can create with somebody, the
trials and tribulations
that you just could overcome, man. And you know, just growing as people, partners, you know, is just important too. You know what I'm saying? So the first question I wanted to ask you, man, what was the lesson that you learned from a past relationship?
Lesson I learned from a past relationship?
Yeah. I say like the biggest lesson.
The
biggest lesson you learned from a past relationship that maybe you apply to your next one.
The biggest lesson I got is don't think so negative about the whole situation. Don't think like for example, don't think something into existence. You know, don't think that the worst in that person, because once you start sitting there fixated on that one thing, it open up a lot of doors for that one thing can possibly happen. Like, so you would think that she's out here talking to all types of people and stuff like that, putting it all on her. Even, it don't matter if she is or not. So you're not supposed to be out there just putting that in your head and clouding your judgment. Because once you get your judgment clouded, then anything can affect that relationship. Even if the relationship is good, or is, you know, everything's going good, everything's going at this right, you know, temperature and everything like that. So that's the biggest thing I take about it, because once you start thinking negative about a situation, the negatives start come to light.
So you saying give them the benefit of the doubt.
Give them the benefit of the doubt. Don't be trying to look for something, because once you gonna find that something. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? When you find what you're looking for? Right. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna, you know, hurt in the process. The truth is always gonna come out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to look for it.
Exactly. Wise words. What's done in the dark gonna come to the light.
Yeah.
You know, man, I think the biggest lesson I could take away from some past relationships, man, biggest lessons, man. I think one of the biggest lessons gotta be communication. You know what I'm saying? Learning how to communicate with your partner. That's a big lesson, because when you look back on past relationships, a lot of things were done. Well, I wouldn't even say that's the biggest lesson. The biggest lesson for me probably will be loving yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's probably one of the biggest lessons that I had to learn in my past relationships, was that I didn't love myself, so I couldn't love nobody else. You feel me? And if you don't love yourself, you can't reciprocate that energy to your partner or your you know, the person you talking to or seeing for that moment. It won't work. You know what I'm saying? Because you won't be able to give them the affection they need. You won't be able to give them the things and the energy that they need for y'all in order to grow as individuals inside of a relationship.
Yeah. So
that's probably the biggest lesson for me, is learning to love yourself outside of the relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's super important.
Yeah, that can go both ways, because once you start feeling negative about yourself, and you know what I'm saying, your partner start feeling negative about yourself, it's gonna be, you know, bad things.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So you guys are gonna start clashing. You know, a lot of things can go wrong in that. So I get you on that.
Yeah, that's super important to me, man. Super important. I got another question. How do you know when you're genuinely in love? For you?
For me?
Yeah.
When I feel like I'm genuinely in love, I mean, it might be a little cliche, you know what I'm saying? You can bear being around that person for long periods of time. You can start seeing a lot of light to all the things that you've seen before that you didn't like. You know what I'm saying? You see the light into it. So you know, and you just peaceful. You know, I feel like being around that person, and you guys can both smile just out of nowhere, just like random little moments. You can just start smiling. I just feel like it just be with your person, because
y'all don't really gotta be doing nothing, but y'all just be having fun, just doing nothing the whole time. I feel that.
Yeah, and then you know, just quality time that's what I feel like is the big part about being with somebody.
I think, man, for me at least, when I think I'm genuinely in love, I think for me it's more of, I put up with these person's flaws. I put up with the things that they do that kind of irritate me at first, you know, but I see past it, because I feel like I'm in love with them. I wanna be able to look past all that, you know what I'm saying? So I make an effort to look past that, because I feel like I'm in love, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm in love, so all these little things that might get on my nerves, I'm gonna see past, I'm gonna deal with it, because I love them. You feel me? And I think that's big too. Putting up with their flaws, man. That's extremely. That's
extreme, because you know what I'm saying. Putting up people with flaws. A lot of people be talking about icks and everything like that.
And all that.
But I feel like that situation where you start putting icks involved into it, it's a cop out from actually getting to know the person.
Yeah.
You know
but you know what?
Like,
that is a cop out.
Yeah,
it's a cop out. But you know what? It's a cop out, but it's good that you do it early. Yeah. Because if you try to jump over that hurdle, that it's not gonna work out in the end. That ick's always gonna be there. You know, especially when you just getting to know somebody, you already got an ick. I feel like just shouldn't go through with it because it's not good for neither one of y'all. You're gonna end up wasting time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's true too.
But the women just been lately. They've been just giving like beyond little unrealistic type of
well, that's social media and all that, man. You know that, man.
It is. But remember, I seen a video of a girl. She was like, "Dang, the man got scared of a bee."
They doing too much. They doing too much.
What can a dude? You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't be Mr. Macho.
I seen something like what you talking about, a video where they had the list of all the icks a girl get when she sees something, she write it down. It was a video on Instagram. One of the icks was the dude was like floating on water, right?
Yeah.
And then she go under the water and pan with her phone and see his legs doing this little flick out motion. She's like, that's an ick.
That's what I'm saying. Like before all that, all the icks and everything, it'll be like understandable. Icks. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying though. That's when you truly in love, man. You gonna look past all that. And you gonna be like, you at first you like, it's an ick, but then when you grow to love them, man, and they grow on you, man, you like, I love that little flick out motion. You know what I'm saying? I love that little, the twitch she do or something. Little things like that. But I was gonna go back and say something about choosing your partner because it's extremely hard to wake up because love is a war, man. A war filled with a bunch of battles daily, right? You have to wake up and choose to love this person every day.
Every day.
It's not a decision you make one time. You have to wake up and choose this person every day, and that's what a lot of people don't see.
A lot of people get lost.
They get lost
in that situation.
They start to lose. What goes on is a lot of people be together for a long period of time, right? And they feel like their relationship is getting boring, it's getting dull, the fire is going out. Man, y'all. The problem is they not choosing them every day. You know what I'm saying? What they did was they thought, oh, this is just how it's supposed to be, and my relationship is gonna be so good. No, the world's gonna want to separate y'all. Y'all have to fight to stay together. Yeah, that's what a lot of people don't get.
Yeah, I mean, I seen like a little thing. You gotta start picking up the slack for your significant other when you start doing that, because once y'all start both sitting in that same funk, you know what I'm saying? Y'all start thinking like, oh, it's supposed to just automatically, it's supposed to automatically be
peaches and cream.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's not gonna be that.
You know, the partner, one of the people that's in the relationship is supposed to see that, and then they try to they just pick up the slack a little bit more so they can, make sure everybody
is give and take.
Good. Yeah, it's give and take. Not letting it just sit there and be stale is a problem for both of them. So I feel like you just gotta make sure you do your part and do your role, and everything's gonna be good. That's the hard thing to figure out though.
What's that?
Because once you start getting used to it, that's what I'm saying. You start getting used to everything. It's starting to get harder to step out of the molasses. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Every day. You know what I'm saying? You get tired. You come home. You don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like almost going to the gym every day. You know, nobody want to go to the gym.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
No one wants to go to the gym every day, but we still got to go.
You still got to
get
choose
ourselves in shape to stay healthy. That's facts.
Same like you said, you got to choose that person every day. You got to choose to better yourself to go to the gym. So you know what I'm saying? That's what people got to understand. It's work and everything that you got to do.
And then on top of that, temptation.
Ooh. Temptation
Island, boy. Because you know what? And it's crazy. Like when you say just an example, when you want to fast, that's when you see the most food.
That's when you see it all.
So when you in a relationship, it's kind of like the same thing. When you in a relationship, that's when girls start to be like throwing themselves at you, like they know you in a relationship or something. They can just smell it on you. Like that's when you get tempted the most.
Yeah. And
it's hard to choose. Also with love too, choosing faithfulness. It's super hard to be faithful.
Yeah.
If you're actually being faithful, it's super hard to be faithful.
It's hard. It's
easy to be faithful. No, the hell it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Boy, it's hard to be faithful. Do you think being faithful is hard or easy? What you think?
Definitely hard. It's definitely hard because, like you said, it's like food. Like, everybody like food. Everybody want to eat some food. Everybody want to go get that cake or something. Everybody want to go get a donut on the way home. You know what I'm saying?
It just make the day better, huh?
It makes the day better.
That little comfort food.
Yeah. So a lot of people like that feeling of being seeing something.
Let me ask you a question. Are you a one-woman man?
Now I am. Now I want to be.
Now you want to be.
You know what I'm saying? I can't say I'm a one-woman man if I haven't did it yet. So now I'm trying to be that one-woman
What made you want to be a one-woman man?
Just finally growing up, finally realizing that women are more important than what it was coming up. You know, I used to see him as just little things, little flings and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was just doing like kind of bad things. You know what I'm saying? It's like just,
everybody go through that, really.
Yeah. I was a little horny motherfucker, so I was a little horny guy.
Hormones.
I was horny.
It was hormoning.
I was horny, so you know what I'm saying. So now it's like I'm more of a thinking about it.
Just matured a little bit.
Matured a lot, so I'm not like I don't not like thirsty no more. I'm not like, oh, I gotta go to. But I mean, I definitely look. I definitely be like, ooh, she look good. I definitely have those moments, but that's what I'm saying. Like
that's that temptation, but that lust. That's that temptation of lust. But, so how do you deal with that?
How do I deal with it?
Yeah, how do you deal with that temptation of lust?
It's like you said, it's the hardest thing to do. You know what I'm saying? It's just you just gotta find your way to deal with it. I wouldn't be able to tell you like exactly, but just find that niche and be like, hey man. You just gotta be better than the moment.
You gotta be better than the moment. That's true, because I can speak on that for a little bit. I can speak on that a little bit because I really am faithful. You know what I'm saying? I have been in a relationship for a while. I had a high school sweetheart, you feel me? And we was vibing for a while, on and off a little bit, but most of the time it was on. So with all that whole time of the relationship, most of the time I was faithful. I got caught up doing my little things. Like I got caught up one time on being vulnerable. I got caught up one time looking at a girl's page on Instagram, right? And that's probably the most I've ever done. That I can consider stepping outside and kind of infidelity, whatever you want to call it. But that's the most I've ever done. So I've never went in public, saw a woman I wanted to talk to, and went and spoke to her like, oh, my girl ain't gonna know, whoop-de-whoop. I never did that. So for me, when I ask you, how do you deal with that temptation or lust? What I do is first of all, I talk to God through everything. So God always remind me, because I know better. So I got to do better for sure off the dribble. That's really number one. But my human conscience want to be like, go talk to her. She look good. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to go do it, but I say, you know what? It means more to be faithful to this girl. Our history mean more to that. Our bond we got mean more to that one night stand. I don't know. They say the devil you know better than the devil you don't. You feel me? So why step out into something that you don't even know what's there? So what I would say is just be patient through that whole thing. You might, at the moment, it's gonna be like, I want to go do it. But at the end of the day, after you done step past that, you're gonna look back and realize, I'm good without that.
Yeah.
So just be patient through the whole process. And that's the hardest thing for people to do, because it's hard to, like we was talking about, and I don't know what episode it was when we was talking about when you it's harder to say no to something, not because it's hard to say no. It's easy to say no, right? But it's hard to live with the fact that the what if. Yeah. What if I could have had that? I wonder what it's like. I wish I would have. It's hard to get past all of that. But once you do, and you do say no, and you get past all that, you're like, I really didn't even need that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the advice I would give, is just when you have that moment, don't think about nothing else but the end goal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just see past all that hoopla. It's all just clouding your judgment. It's all just your hormones kicking in. It's your it's the lust you got. The advice I would give, man, is just be patient, man. Just be patient through the whole little process, the whole moment. Like you said, be bigger than the moment, because that was true. That's what made me want to say that. Being bigger than the moment. That's what it is, just for the moment. And it won't mean nothing. They say the grass is greener. No, it's not. I like to say, man, you might think that grass is greener, but it's turf over there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's turf on concrete. Yeah, so you go over there, try to lay down and hit your head and get a concussion. You get burnt. Wake up with a CTE. You remember that turf is hot. That hot turf burn. I got a scar right now on my left shoulder, in the back of my shoulder with a turf burn, man. That don't play, but yeah, man, that's the advice I give, man. Just be patient through the whole process. Be patient. You know what I'm saying? And at the end, it'll be worth it. If you truly love your partner and you truly, first of all, you gotta truly want them. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta truly want them. You gotta truly want that. And you gotta want that life that they bring. You know that your life is gonna be now. You gotta want all that. And just be patient when that moment comes. It's gonna be worth it. I've done it a lot, you know, and sometimes it's like it gets easier, but it's never easy. Yeah. You know? It's never easy, because especially for men, we like dogs for real. Yeah. Like we just anything moving.
Anything moving.
Anything moving, man. And I wanted to ask you a question. This is a question I always had on my mind. Like, I know it's circumstantial and it depends on the individual, but just for, you know, just to go into it, you know, who you think cheat more, women or men? Now, let me ask you more of a specific question. Who do you think is easier to cheat for? Do you think it's easier for a man to cheat or easier for a woman to cheat? Like,
I think it's kind of easy for. I mean, you can say that, but I feel like it's kind of easy for a woman too. A woman,
Yeah.
you know, it's just she like, you know, too much in her mind talk about she do it like out of spite, out of emotion, and stuff like that. You know, I mean, I'll say it's easy for a man to cheat, obviously, but women, I feel like women do cheat.
For sure, but they cheat and don't get caught.
Yeah, they know how to hide it more.
But you know what though? I was gonna say for a woman, that's why I didn't want to ask you the first question because that's a whole different question. Because really, I would say it's harder. My first question is harder for a woman to cheat because she's got to be emotionally involved with that man. I feel like it's less of a chance for a woman to cheat based off of straight lust. You know what I'm saying? I feel like women definitely have to be some kind of emotionally attached to this man to let them come and, you know, do they deed. You know what I'm saying? But I was gonna say that also with women it's easier because men is thirsty.
Yeah, that's
so
what I'm
so men throw themselves.
That's why I have me all over the place because you know what I'm saying? They at any moment a dude go come up to her. It don't matter if she goddamn kind of ugly or you know what I'm saying. She fat a little bit. Somebody gonna do something.
Somebody gonna knock that down. That's why I was gonna say for a man, I think it's easier for a man to cheat. Because we're a little more thirsty and we don't have to have emotions involved. We can literally just want it for the moment and that's it.
That's it.
For a woman, they like, oh, I see this scenario with him. They kind of play out the whole scenario. For men, we just look at their body kind of and kind of like sexualize them. Like, okay, they look great. I want it. You know what I'm saying? We think with, you know, the secondary mind. But that being said, that's like a little good debate, huh?
Yeah.
I wonder what other people. What's y'all opinion on that? Do you think it's easier for a woman to cheat or for a man to cheat? That's a good little debate, man. I asked that question like a year ago. That's why I wanted to bring it up. I had, you know, asked my girl that question a while back. Because my whole argument was that she's faithful too, right? She's faithful too. I give her that. She's faithful, and people probably hear that and just don't believe it. Because nowadays it's hard to believe people actually being faithful in this world. It's 2025. You being faithful? Damn.
It's crazy.
I don't even believe it and I've seen it. You feel me? But so my whole argument was I think it's more of a salute to me, and I'm not taking nothing away from her, right? But this was just argument, you know, it's just up for debate, whatever. It's more of a salute for a man kind of being faithful because we're so thirsty and we're so head start strong and just we want it, we see it, we want it. For a woman, they gotta be emotionally attached. So it's easier for a woman to turn some shit down than a man to get it offered and turn it down, right?
Oh, it is.
You know what I'm saying?
A man just gonna like
that's why I'm like, if I've been faithful, I feel like I get more credit because it's hard to be faithful as a man, bro. It's hard to be faithful, but you know, I'm not taking nothing away from the faithful women out there, faithful queens out there. You know, they definitely do deserve their flowers too. But I would just say that it's way more faithful women, I think, than it is men.
Yeah, for sure.
Because for one, men have grown up with the idea that we supposed to have multiple wives. You know what I'm saying? And women supposed to be just that one wife. You know, because their whole argument is that if a woman has multiple men, you're not gonna know who the baby daddy is.
You're not.
But if a man has multiple women, you know who the baby daddy is.
You know exactly who the baby daddy is. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's a little different.
Said.
You know what I'm saying? That's why the Attila Hun type of dude.
But I'm a one woman man though. You know what I'm saying? I believe in one woman. I think it's harder to, and for me, my whole life, I like to choose the harder route because I feel like it's more noble. You know what I'm saying? So to have one woman, it's definitely harder to do than having multiple. It's more of a headache to have multiple, but to have one woman that you work on daily, it make you way better, I think.
Better as a man.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what kind of got me to want to be, because I never wanted to be just like, you know, having all types of females and stuff like that.
Because you want 5 kids, man.
Yeah,
So
I
you
want a lot. I want to just with that one person.
That one person, yeah.
That's why it's so hard for me to find that one person right now, because I want to know, I want to be able to, you know, wake up every day and want to love that person every day, and you know, I feel like it's been hard trying to search that person.
It's hard.
But it's harder for me because of how I was brought up. Like I was brought up to be like, oh yeah, all females, you're supposed to have females. Stop playing, you son. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like I used to grow up like that, but I was like, damn, I was always like that rom-com type of guy. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to.
He definitely was. Yeah,
I always wanted to love and, you know, comedy. You know what I'm saying? Having kids. You know what I'm saying? We go to like lake or something like that. I used to always want that. So. Yeah. So that's why it's hard for me to find that right one right now, because you know nowadays it's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying?
You can't find that right one. You know what I'm saying? It's gotta find you.
It's gotta find you, and that's I've been trying to be more patient now. It's moms always be like, yeah, you getting old.
She hit me with the same thing, like you getting old.
Man,
you gotta
no
kids yet. You know, hey man, it's gonna happen when it happens, man.
It's gonna happen.
Moms, relax. It's gonna happen.
I don't have to look for it. It's gonna, like you said, it's gonna find me. So,
and I definitely don't want to be one of these dudes out here with them crazy baby mamas.
Yeah, and use the kid against you. That's what I'm scared of. I don't want that. I don't want that at all, because once you have a kid with that person, that's when you kind of like really truly figure out that person. Because then that person, once you do it, they feel like they got like something over you. Women, they use stuff to stab and twist that.
They got one of them knives with them curves on the edges, so when they get in there, they just start twisting.
Yeah, just to rip.
But that's why if you want to find out if you is really compatible with a woman, take a 1,500-mile road trip with that woman. 1,500 miles. Spend 31 hours in the car with her. You know what I'm saying? And you'll find out if y'all can do it or not. Because that is too much close, confined space to be with a woman that you're not going to make it with. You know what I'm saying? And you see, like, what's that Gabby Petito scenario? Remember the YouTuber who went out with her boyfriend, her fiance, and he ended up, I guess, murdering her?
Oh, yeah, he murdered her.
They took a road trip, and they was vlogging and everything, and he ended up murdering her.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
I
think I did see like a little thing.
That was recent. They just had a documentary on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like behind the scenes, like extra unseen, you know, like interviews with people that know them, people that know the story a little bit more.
Because he came back without her.
Without her talking about, we got in a fight, we separated, I don't know where she is, ended up finding out the whole thing. That's crazy, huh?
That is crazy.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. You never know exactly who you like.
Take a road trip with them, you'll find out. That's what I'm saying. Take a road trip and you'll find out.
Slip my throat.
I'm telling you, nah, for real. It's an evil world we live in, and that's why you gotta know your partner, and that's why it's not good to jump into these relationships when you're unsure or unready. Especially these people having kids so fast and so young and so early, y'all end up having all these problems. But you know what? A kid is a blessing, cause you could be like our little sister. Yeah. You know, she was young, wild, and free, right? Had a kid, and we was a little mad. She had our nephew, and she got pregnant at a young age, but it ended up being the best thing that's ever happened to her. You know what I'm saying? And she was able to mature very fast, very quickly as she had to, and that's why
I do take it off of her, because a lot of people, a lot of women that have babies at a young age can't give up that young life.
They can't give up that young life, and she did.
She did.
You know
she raised a kid.
That's why I'm like, that's good.
That's what I'm saying. I was being kind of cold.
You was her older brother, bro. You was sad. You didn't want her to give that up. You know, because that's just sad. That's your little sister. You feel me? Like, and y'all was super close.
Yeah.
Y'all was super close. You know what I'm saying? So that it was like definitely just sprung on to us too. Like whoa.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go back to talk about what made us, you know, want to be one woman man. You feel me? You know, I had my dad.
Yeah.
He was what made me want to be that. Like we were talking about with the kid situation last episode. First of all, I want one baby mama and 2 kids at most. You feel me? And seeing him operate in front of me. There's been times where I was in the car with him as a young little kid, and he would talk to these women like, "Hey, Lord, ain't she at home?" Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn. Like I really don't respect that. You know, and I just don't respect it unless the woman is cool with it and gives consent. Then it's like you telling her everything she knows. She's okay with being. It's poly, right? Or is it monogamous?
I think that's poly.
It's poly, right? Having multiple.
Monogamous is just
being specific, being exclusive. Okay, and yeah, so I'm like, I just don't respect it. So that's what made me want to kind of change the narrative and change you know, the way things have been going. I didn't want to be like that. And I grew up around all women kind of too.
Yeah.
So I've always had this this profound respect for women. You know, my mama, I love her to death. Really been a mama's boy for real. And that's kind of what made me push me to want to treat women better too, and have this understanding of them too. You know, I value women. Women are super important. So that's where my next question is going is, what role does a woman play in a man's life?
It plays a big role.
Big role.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is she the first woman that the son was gonna fall in love with? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think Denzel said something similar to that. You know what I'm saying? For a woman's mother's, you know, with the first son that woman fall in love with, and you want to find a woman that
gives her qualities, her characteristics. That's true.
So, similar situation. You know, my dad, he made it seem like, you know, women is like getting multiple women is a sport. You know, my dad, he was like thirsty. He was like, hey, he was screaming from the car and stuff like that. I'm just like, over the car. U-turns at the stop signs. Yeah, I'm like, snap. So, I mean, when I was young, I was like, all right, that's what I'm supposed to do. So that's what I had in my mind that I was going to be doing.
That's cool. Like, that's what Pop's doing. You want to be like Pops.
So, I mean, and then back at home, moms and them was like just, I don't know. They was just doing all types of, you know, other stuff. So it wasn't like something that I could look into though.
You just knew like that's not really what I wanted.
Yeah, and that's what low key kind of turned me away from black women. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, don't get too deep. Hold on. Because we don't edit nothing. We don't edit nothing. You know they finna come for your ass. You done fucked up.
Hey, I love my family. I love my mom and stuff like that. But yeah, it just, you know, I was just thinking because it took me away from it. I'm not saying anything bad about, you know, I'm not saying anything bad about black women or just shaming them. It just, you know, from that moment, that's the first thing I seen.
Yeah, but you can't hold them all.
I don't hold them all to that standard. That's what I'm saying. I just never found.
You got to give them a chance.
Yeah.
That's why we need some black queens to come change his mind.
Yeah, I love black women. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't have nothing against it. It's just I haven't found it yet. I haven't found the right black woman for me. Right. So it's like it's just.
I wanted to ask too, if y'all didn't know, man, we got somebody outside the camera, a black woman coming and giving him that black woman stare. He don't mean nothing by it.
I don't mean nothing by it. That's what I'm saying. I'm not against black. I'm not against my black queens.
You know just giving an example of the first woman he had to give an example of.
Yeah, so that's what it you know, it just
threw him off.
It threw me off because of how it was and how they was acting.
But you know what? It's not even just you though. Most men out here nowadays is putting black women at the bottom of the food chain. They just are. All kind of people on podcasts, black men, saying, "Hey, look, black women are starting to act crazy, act this and that, not respecting men, not respecting their authority. That's just what it is, and they put them at the bottom of the food chain. So to each his own. You really don't gotta apologize for nothing. You feel me? You feel how you feel."
Cause I'm good to people. You know what I'm saying? I go up to black women, talk to them and stuff like that. They just give me, you know what I'm saying? Hey, this is one dude that be doing interviews. He was like this. I love my black queens. They just don't ever want to do an interview with me. And then they be like, they just be walking by and being rude and stuff like that. And he's not just singling them out. He asks a lot of black women. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just, that's how it be sometimes.
That is how it be sometimes.
And I remember working at this, I was working one time. And I was trying to talk to somebody. It was a couple black girls, right? Yeah. So I'm being nice. I'm like, hey, how y'all doing? Smiling, doing my thing.
Just give you attitude.
I'm like, oh, okay. All right, I'm sorry. My bad. I'm sorry if I ruined your day.
See, what a strong black woman need, they going the wrong route. They give you the attitude. They need a man to come in like, hey. Yeah. They need that masculinity.
Yeah, but they want that aggressiveness. I'm not coming with that.
No, they think they want it, but they really just don't know how to open up. They need a man to come open them up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And once they get that good man to come open them up, they'll be soft again. Trust me. They'll be soft.
They'll be soft?
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, though, let's get off of that before black women don't want to come watch the podcast.
Yeah. I'm not saying I love my black women.
Yeah, we love our black queens. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? We love black queens. We love all queens, really. We ain't got no type for real. But anyway, so look, I wanted to ask you, what role does vulnerability play. Now let me go into specifics, right?
Vulnerability.
So do you think a man should show his vulnerable side to his woman, or do you think he should kind of suppress that and kind of, be more masculine 24/7?
It's like a double-edged sword.
It is.
Definitely a double-edged sword because women, like I said earlier, women use stuff against you.
They do.
And they try to once they figure out they got like a weakness from you because they can't beat you up. They can't, do something to you when they get like angry.
They'll try though. They'll try to punch you in your shoulders. They'll try to do things to you and punch you and stuff like that. But they don't have that force though.
Yeah. Like physically, they can't,
do nothing to you,
baby you. So they gotta use something against you. So I would say you could be vulnerable to an extent.
When the time calls for it.
When the time is called for it.
I think the same thing. I think it's a time and a place to be vulnerable, but I definitely think you should open up to your girl.
Yeah, most definitely.
Like let her know, like, hey, I feel like you're a safe space for me, and I know I'm not supposed to break down, but you know what? I feel like that's what you're here for, and you're my partner, and I want to let you know what's going on, and it'll grow your relationship for real. But like you said, double-edged sword. If you do it too much, she gonna be like, she might get the ick, like, oh my god,
she gonna use it against
feminine. He's a little feminine, a little put like, you know what I'm saying? So you definitely gotta know when to.
You gotta know when to hold them and fold them.
And know when to hold them.
Hey, you gotta know when to hold them and fold them, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So you gotta count your blessings.
Count your blessings, but never at the table.
Yeah. but like that is definitely like a hard little thing to do though sometimes for mostly men.
Sure.
A lot of men don't like to because growing up you was taught to not cry. Yeah. You was taught to not do certain things. You was taught to suppress a lot of things. Yeah. You was taught to do a lot of things like that. And then, so we always try to hide that part of us to people. So we try not to cry in front of everybody. We try not to do a lot of things. But you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of emotional sometimes.
There's nothing wrong with that. You know, they say real men cry. You know, it is what it is. You know, if you can't hold something in for so long, eventually that dam is going to bust. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't hold it in forever. Yeah. Because the more you hold it in, the more you're on your own, the more you're going to want to break down. And then once you get to that stage, you don't know how you'll be. What if you lash out? What if, you don't have nobody to go to? You know what I'm saying? That's why if you have that woman, go to her. Don't be afraid to open up to her. Just don't do it too much.
Yeah, just don't do it too much for her to be like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, just enough, man. Just let that pressure out a little bit, man, and let that water flow a little bit, man, because it's going to be good for you in the end, and hopefully you have that woman by your side that can be there to support you and give you a shoulder to, vent to.
Yeah,
an ear to be heard on,
Yeah, we definitely need somebody that's going to be right there to hold us up at the end, keep us at bay, you know what I'm saying? So
hey, I fear for my life right now. What have we been saying, man? I fear for my life right now, man.
We definitely need that person that shoulder to cry on, because if not her, then who? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
and you can't hold it in forever.
You can't, and you're gonna burst. The pipe gonna get that pressure too much. You're gonna burst.
Yeah. In the wrong ways, though.
Yeah.
In the wrong ways. Mm-hmm. But I definitely think vulnerability is important in a relationship. Just enough, though.
Yeah.
Like you said, because it's a double-edged sword. Mm-hmm. That's super important. I wanted to talk about keeping that fire, too.
Keeping that fire.
Being able to keep that excitement in the relationship. Super important. Being able to maintain. Actually, let's veer off a little bit and go to self-love. Let's talk about self-love for a little bit, because I think that's super important, going back to that being one of the biggest lessons I've learned in relationships. I've had not a lot of relationships, but I've had a lot of like situationships where I didn't know what was wrong. I didn't think it was them. I didn't think it was me. But at the end of the day, I look back and I'm like, you know what, them girls really valued me. I just didn't really value them because I didn't value myself.
Yeah.
You feel me? And it's hard to, because you put yourself in this mindset that's like, I might not be good enough for them. And it's not no malicious intent towards them. It's everything is on you. It's cliche to say, but it's really not them, it's me. You know what I'm saying? And just being able, now that I've found that love for myself, and then being able to express that love in the ways that they need, meeting their love language, meeting their affectionate requirements, you know what I'm saying? everything they need, they love, they TLC.
Yeah.
You know, being able to give them that TLC. It's because I'm able to be vulnerable, love myself, open up, and express myself in ways I couldn't before. Because why? I was depressed. I was too trying to be too masculine, too prideful. I just didn't really love myself. I was unsure, you know? And I feel like growing as a man, you gotta be sure of yourself. You gotta be confident. You gotta be secure. You know what I'm saying? Before you can give this love to other people. Like with networking, you can't add value if you don't have value to yourself. Especially for men, it's super important because you're supposed to build the table that y'all eat on. You know what I'm saying? Let me ask you that question, brother. Are you traditional, or are you like, you know, modern days how some men feel like it's okay to let the woman provide, or do you feel like you should be the provider?
I feel like I should be the provider. I feel like I'm a traditional person. You know, I feel like, you know, I want to be able to take care of the family. I want to be able to, you know, take care of the wife, and then if she feel like she's being like sucked in, like she feel like she ain't got nothing going on for herself, I would support her to be able to get something going on for herself too as well. So it's not, I wouldn't be like, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that. I just want to make sure she know that it's an opportunity. It's like it's an option. It's an option to be able to, you know, rely on me. I want you to be able to rely on me when you need to, and I want to be there to be that person for you. So I'm definitely a traditional type of person, but I'm not going to force you to do it.
To go by them standards.
Yeah, I'm not going to force you.
That's a good man right there. Yeah. Letting her have that, you know, that voice. You know, that's what's up. I'm super traditional too, just to answer the question. I'm super traditional. But now to go back to my other question, I just wanted to ask you that real quick. Do you think self-love is important in a relationship?
Most definitely. So I definitely, like, I'm going to use this as an example. So if you have all the money in the world, right? All the money in the world don't means nothing if you're not set with yourself. If you're not happy with yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you can have that partner and everything like that, the partner that you always wanted.
Right.
And the most beautiful person in the world. You can have that person right by you, but if you're not happy with yourself and you downing yourself every day, you're not gonna be happy with it.
Right.
Happy and be able to enjoy it.
Right.
So I definitely believe self-love and self-improvement goes a long way. So
I like to say, and good point too. That's facts, because if you don't love yourself, you know what I'm saying, you ain't gonna have it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I like to say that I like to talk about the fact that when self-love is super important, just to go off of what you were saying, because if you don't love yourself before going into this relationship, or not even just the relationship, yourself period, the relationship you have with yourself, your insecurities, your flaws you see every day that no one else sees, but you think they see it because you see it. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You got to be able, that self-love is going to help you find yourself, your confidence, your securement, all within yourself, so you don't need like these body modifications that people have, these trying to buy the best clothes, the best cars to, you know, compensate for their insecurities, right? But if you found that self-love, you wouldn't need none of that. And I like to say that there's some girls, right? Let's talk about your money situation, for example. I'm gonna go off that. You said people have money and they find a girl they want, or they have a lot of money and they still unhappy with themselves. If they found that happiness before they had that money, they would not even need the money. The money would just make everything easier. So that's what I wanted to say, is that if you have problems, money ain't gonna solve them. Money don't solve no problems. It make it easier, but you have to find that self-love before you gonna try to change yourself, because what's gonna happen is you gonna get this money, right? Or get this partner, and then you're gonna act in a way that you think is bettering yourself, but what you're doing is covering up your insecurities, and it's still gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? So the more money, the more problems. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna use this as an example too. Brother Justin Bieber, because you know what he's been going through with all the, you know, he's been in the limelight since 15, 16. So that's what I'm saying. Like, from a person right there that couldn't even have, like, he doesn't even know who's his real friends, because everybody, you don't know if that person's there for your money, the person's there for to be in the limelight with you. You know what I'm saying? So now it's all of that, but at the young age, you so gullible, you
naive.
You putting all them in front of you, like, yeah, this my friend, this my, you know, everything, this my. That's what I'm saying. Like, he didn't get a chance to grow up to find real individuals,
true friends, true love,
real individuals. So that's why I feel like I take it all. You can't really judge him for all the things that he's been through and judge because you never know because you never was in that situation.
Right.
You never was put in that limelight. You was never given millions of dollars at 16 years old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Being able to take care of everything. You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot to put on somebody at that young age. And then back to the LeBron thing, and he is like the pinnacle. Like he's the one that did it though. You know what I'm saying? He was from 16 all the way up. Now he's been labeled as the chosen one.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like an example. That's like an example to set because he all through the years we ain't heard nothing. You know what I'm saying? We ain't seen nothing. We ain't no drugs, no nothing. He's still going. He's 40 years old, playing at a high level. You know what I'm saying? Like and that's what I'm saying. Like it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's doable, but you still gotta find that love. You know what I'm saying? I feel like LeBron leaned in more so to his family for love, and that's what his thing that got him. Like because those are the people that's gonna love him,
and that's been there.
That's the people that's gonna be there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. See, Justin Bieber didn't have that. He didn't have that person that you know what I'm saying. Savannah wasn't no famous person at the beginning. They was just together in high school. So that's what I'm saying. He didn't have that person, that one true person that he can just turn to and be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like self-love is definitely important because
when you by yourself,
and
you love yourself, you'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, if you don't have them people that's around you for you, you'll end up doing everything by yourself anyway. If you have that self-love. Like me, I go to the movies by myself. I go places on dates by myself. Why? Because I love myself.
Yeah.
I don't need other people to reassure me. Even though it's good sometimes to get that reassurance, you don't really need it if you love yourself. Because I've been on both sides of the pendulum.
Yeah.
I've been on both sides. Like it was a point where I hated everything I was. I hated who I was. You know what I'm saying? You know when I did. You know what I'm saying? I hated everything I was, but I found that self-love, and ever since then I've been able just to operate on my own accord. You know what I'm saying? Have you gone through a period of time where you hated yourself?
Most definitely. Recently. You know what
Recently?
I'm saying? So yeah.
You want to talk about it a little bit?
I be going through little things. I tell you. I see how
Yeah,
I be crying and stuff when I be talking.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I be in my little moments. You know what I'm saying? I be thinking like I'm beneath everything. You know what I'm saying? But I don't never stop and sit. Like I came a long way. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I did like a lot of things, but I'm saying I came a long way from when a lot of people had doubt of I wouldn't be able to do. So a lot of people doubted everything that was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So.
And I know everything you've been through. I'm just asking so the people can understand your story. You know what I'm saying? And understand that people like us, we be vulnerable as shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We everybody goes through something. You know what I'm saying? That's why I just wanted you to talk about it a little bit.
No,
they need to hear that. They need to know that it's possible.
Yeah, it's possible. Like from the last pod, you know what I'm saying? I was talking about my upbringing and everything like that.
We had a couple of people reach out and tell us that last podcast had them emotional. They felt for us. People that knew us, and of course, they're supporting us. Reached out and like, Jamal was getting me teary-eyed. Like, had me tearing up, man. And I'm like, Jamal went deep. You know what I'm saying? Jamal talked about it and was vulnerable on the podcast. But this is a whole different situation because this involves you, yourself, and him. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody else knows what you go through. So it's good to open up, and express yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Same situations. I go through everything every day. You know what I'm saying? Wondering if I'm good enough to continue on. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I good enough to be loved by somebody? You know, and did I do enough as a person, as being personable as a human being? So it's just things that I be going on in my mind every day. You know what I'm saying? It's just I want to be the best version I can be. So that's why I put too much on my shoulders. You know what I'm saying? I put a lot of people and myself on my shoulders that I'm trying to learn how to try to maintain that. You know what I'm saying? So I try to be more selfish a little bit more now. So now I'm trying to be, maintain, get my little zen. I'm more I'm happier now because I know that it's a brighter story for me coming in my near future. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's just things like that. You know, I was in a little funk when I was boxing. I was not working for a long time. I came out here from Indiana. I was in my little funk. I don't have no car, so I was relying on certain people, but certain people I feel like was taking advantage of me at the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's just things like that. So that's when I start doing things for myself, I felt more at peace. You know what I'm saying? I felt more better. You know, inclined.
You know, that's what happens a lot when you working on yourself, right, and you trying to be a good person, right, thinking that's how you're supposed to do it. You start spreading yourself too thin, and then people take, you know, they say give them an inch, they gonna take a mile. And then especially with you have been a kind person for as long as I've known you. You know what I'm saying? As long as I've known you, you've been such a kind person, right? And people take that for granted, take your kindness for a weakness. You know what I'm saying? And you just can't I'm glad that's why you're saying you started being a little bit more selfish, you know, because it's good. You need a little bit of that. You know, you need to find a healthy balance, you know what I'm saying? And especially me too. I'm working on that balance too, but my balance is a little more being selfless, you know, because I was a little more selfish. I didn't never want nobody to be let in to my life or what I had going on. You know that for 10 years in high school, you thought you knew me, but you never knew what was going on. I was selfish. I didn't want no one to know what was going on, for one, because I don't want to be a bearer of bad news on people. I don't want to be a burden. I don't want them to pity me. I didn't want them to be all, oh, Isaiah this, Isaiah that. I wanted them to feel like I was strong, to feel like I was happy. I didn't want them to know what was going on, but it was because I was being selfish. And all I had to do was open up and find that balance. Like, that's why it's funny for you is the opposite. You was being selfless first, and you had to learn to be selfish. For me, I was being selfish first, and I had to learn to be selfless. You know what I'm saying? So it was like,
like yin and yang. You know what I'm saying?
I was just gonna say it's like yin and yang. That's why it's in my head. But that's why it's like finding that balance is perfect, man. Because like you said, that zen, just that peace. It's peaceful when you have everything balanced in your life, nothing too much and nothing too less. And that's why self-love is super important. Because once you have self-love, you'll be able to see through a lens of, this is what I truly need. This is what I truly want. When you're depressed or when you're overly happy, you just don't know what's right or what's wrong. But when you have that peace of mind and that true balance in life, you know exactly where you need to go, what you need to do, because you're looking at it from every angle. Is even playing field. It's like when the stars align. You know what I'm saying? Everything's balanced, everything's straight. You know what I'm saying? And it just, hey, you have a clearer view. You know what I'm saying? It's like 20/20. Like your sight is clear. You know what I'm saying? When you got that balance. And that's just why I think it's important for us to be on this podcast too, because it'll give us a lane just to open up to people. You know, tell our story, an outlet, to tell our story, and hopefully one day, you know, we in front of millions. You know, our voices could be heard by millions, and we could tell our stories, and we can inspire as many people as willing to be inspired. You feel me? And whole time, I already know that once we start getting traction, brother, I know for a fact what's gonna mean the most to us is the people supporting us and the people that we could help. You know what I'm saying? And the people that we help. Because really, all I want to do is help my family for real, you know, my intermediate family, and then my the people supporting us. You know, the people that's willing to hear us out. You know what I'm saying? That's want to work on themselves, but they don't know where to start. That's an important thing. That's important, man, because imagine dying after you've lived such a long life of helping so many people get on their feet, find a love for themselves. You know what I'm saying? That shit is real, because we both know what it feel like.
It's changing people's lives.
Changing people's lives.
You know what I'm saying? Because those people, same people that you can change lives, they change yours as well. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you just, it goes hand in hand, man. That's the beauty of life, and that a lot of people don't see. A lot of people just see, like, we gotta step over that person. No, we can help that person up, and we can keep on continuing this road together. You know what I'm saying?
I like to give this example too of the movies, and like superhero movies, right? Majority of the movie, 80% of the movie, from start to 80%, the villain's always winning. The bad is always winning, right? But that last 20%, what always happens?
The hero always wins.
There's only 20%, but it's the last 20%. So that 80% of that life is gonna be hard, but then that 20% all gonna be worth it. And love always wins. Good always wins. But you gotta get through that 80%. It's gonna feel like it's over with. Literally in every movie, it's because they hide messages. The world gonna show you in plain sight of what's really going on. That's really what's going on.
It really is.
It's gonna be hard, and then you're gonna want to give up, right? Most of the time, them heroes give up. They literally give up, and they're like, I can't do this no more. I'm done. I don't want to be a hero no more. But then that last 20%, they're like, I found it. I found a switch. And it usually be somebody they love, or finding self-love, finding they balance in their life. Like, I need to do this. My family. You know, they just had that reason.
Yeah.
And then they get back on their shit, and then they finish the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they win. That's the truth, man.
That's the truth. That's the truth about life.
That's the truth about life.
That's some real stuff, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. 80% of your life is gonna be hard, but that 20%. But you don't know when that 20% gonna start, though.
Never know.
You know, you don't know when it's gonna start.
That's why you never get out of line.
So this is why you never get out of line.
That's why you never get out of line, because you never know when you gonna reach the front.
Facts. You don't know. Man,
I got to give that credit to my boy. I think his name is Jacob. He gave me that little quote, man. So
I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I try to make sure. You know what I'm saying? That man, he gave me that quote. That's an amazing quote, man. Because if you get out of line, man, it's from all those distractions that's outside the line. The line's just gonna keep on moving, and you ain't never gonna reach your destination. So you gotta make sure you stay in line, so you can, because eventually you're gonna always move and get to the front, to where you wanted to be.
Facts. And like he said, man, I don't know. I get the idea and the gist of what he's trying to say. I just don't know how he worded it.
Yeah, he worded it good. He worded it way better than
And you know, that wordplay changed the delivery.
Yeah,
so
it
that
changed
delivery, yeah. But cause like you said, if you let somebody take you out of line, you gotta get back in line eventually anyway.
Yeah.
So just wait your turn, man, and it's gonna come for sure. Just be patient, and that's a big thing too. A lot of things draw down to, come down to just being patient. Just being patient and seeing it through. You know what I'm saying? Just take a couple steps back, especially when you don't know what to do. Just don't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Don't work yourself up trying to come with the solution. Let it come to you. So when you have like a decision and you just don't know what to do, first of all, talk to God. If you believe in God, talk to God first. And then second, don't do nothing. Just sit back, relax, take a couple breaths, and that answer will come in that quiet. You know what I'm saying? In that silence. But I wanted to ask you another question on relationships with your significant other. Do you think for you and your future relationships, right? Do you think it's important for y'all to have access to each other's phone number, like phone messages, accounts, and all that, etc.?
No, I don't think it's necessary. Just because, remember what I said at the beginning, once you start putting that negativity in the air and you already trying to, get they messages, they passwords and everything like that, then the relationship is already over. The relationship is already over because y'all don't even trust each other. Y'all can't even sit in front of each other and tell each other something and can't even believe it. You know what I'm saying? So the relationship is already out. So I feel like them doing that is already a sign of hiding something anyway. Because you know what I'm saying, it's already like you already got a plan. You'll do some shit like that. So now you over here trying to be like, oh yeah, now let me look at his phone or something like that. So it's just like a double-edged sword. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be put in that position where you can be like already not trust your person.
Right. And that goes back to what we was talking about, how you gotta wake up and choose your partner every day. You gotta choose to not want to look at their phone. You're gonna want to. Everybody wants to. Everybody wants to know, like, I wonder if. But you gotta choose to continue to give them that trust. Continue to give them that trust. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to continue to give them that trust, for sure. I'm telling you, because that curiosity killed the cat. You know what I'm saying? And if they're gonna cheat, they're gonna cheat regardless. So why, like you said, put that negative energy out there and go looking for some trouble? If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen regardless. You're not gonna change nothing. If they want to cheat, they will. If they're not choosing you every day, that's just what it is. Then guess what? It's where it comes down to self-love. If you have your own self-love, you're gonna be all right if y'all split. But one of the hardest things for people that be in all these abusive relationships, toxic relationships that they need to get out of, they're scared to be alone. Yeah. Have you ever been in a situation where you knew you had to leave this person, but you were scared to be alone? Or have you always been able to take that initiative, like, hey, I need to do what's best for me?
I want to take credit. I think I have been, able to do that. If let somebody go that I feel like that's not good for me. You know, it's only one person that's gone that I think about to this day. You know, every day. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it was a lot of things that involved that was me that ruined the situation. You know, I can't just fully blame it on her. You know, even though we both had like our fair share, but I fully take responsibility for everything that I did. So that's the reason why it's harder for me to get over that. Another girl, I never cheated on her, but you know, I just never wanted to be with her, and I didn't want to keep her in my life and you know just be cold-hearted person. Like if she's going to move out here and everything like that, she could have moved out here and did all that. I could have been like, oh yeah, you move out here, we could do all that. I could have just false dreams, false hope. I don't want to give false hope. You know,
I know exactly the situation you talk about.
Yeah.
So that definitely answered the question because that was a good girl. For y'all don't know, we're not gonna go into details or specifics.
Real good girl.
But she was a good girl. You know, great girl. She had a great work ethic. She had a great mindset. You know, she went on a journey. You know, a self-help journey and a weight loss journey, and did all that. And she was great. Great mindset, right?
Amazing person.
But she just wasn't good for you. You know what I'm saying? Like you chose that this isn't really for you. That's great. You had the initiative to walk away, and you did. You know what I'm saying?
I always wanted her to find that person, the right person too. So I didn't want to be stepping in the way of that. So I didn't want to be in the way and be like, oh yeah, just stay with me, and then develop all types of feelings and everything like that.
I want to dig a little bit because you were speaking on the girl that you kind of let go prematurely, that you still think about to this day, right? I wanted to ask you, do you think that you wasn't doing the right things because of what we talked about earlier, self-love?
Yes. I was definitely not doing the right things. I wasn't doing self-love. I was being insecure. I was thinking about all the negative, like everything that I was just talking about earlier. I was thinking about the negative, and all the negative stuff happened. So you know, I wasn't waking up and trying to figure out. I mean, to love her every day. I started getting stagnant. I started getting like, you know, because towards the end, I didn't show her no love. You know, I didn't give her no love, even though I loved her. I didn't give her no love just because how insecure and how I thought I was less than what she was. You know, because she was amazing. I loved the hell out of her. You know,
now that you look back, you found so much love for her. Like, damn, I wish I'd have seen it then.
Yeah, because we had good times. You know what I'm saying?
Chemistry.
Good chemistry. I was just doing like a lot of things, man. So
you learn from it.
I learned from it. That's why I see it now. Like that's why I really want just that one person, and you know, and be able to treat that person right, and not think about negative stuff all the time and bringing the negative stuff to the light. And so I just know what to look for and not to look for now. So
it's hard too because especially when you look back and see that you want it back so bad, right? But there's reason people come in your life, and clearly, you know, but you never know. At the end of the day, y'all could end up back together. You never know. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes people come into your life just for reasons to teach you a lesson, to teach you why you shouldn't be like this, to teach you that. And I've had a lot of people in my life that come into my life and you think they're here for a real reason, but they really only here just to teach you something and move on. Not everybody's supposed to see you at your best.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you're supposed to be in somebody's life and just as you are. You know what I'm saying? And teach them a lesson y'all both learn, but everything happens for a reason. Yeah. You know, so I'm glad you look at it like that. It's super mature. You feel me? It's super mature. And moms will be like, that's so mature of you to think like that. That's, you know, because it's hard to think like, to take accountability when you look back at something like that. And a lot of people ain't gonna do that. They're gonna blame it on something else, this and that. But you took accountability, and I've had to do that too. So I'm glad you look at it like that, man. That just means that's the self-awareness.
Self-improvement, self-growth. It's a hard pill to swallow. But
hard pill, because it's that one that you damn near can't even swallow sometimes. Like damn.
Because you feel like it's a lot of stuff unwritten, unsaid. You know, it's just
and you
stuff that could have.
Say it.
I can't because it's just.
That happens a lot too, though. Because a lot of people don't get it till it's too late.
Because I'm trying to tell you, at the end, I did not show her no love, and she was trying to love me, and I didn't let her. You know, it was just like a hard little situation. Like it was just, like she was giving me that one last chance.
One last chance
before she left, because she probably had somebody back at the
that she was waiting on her. That
but she was like, "Nah, she came to me to give me a chance, and I ruined it." So it was like that little moment. That's why it kills me now, because it's like, dang, because I was insecure, just because I wasn't like trying to love her, and she was just trying to love me. That one last time to give me that one shot.
I've heard a lot of girls in the past, man. I was a little HBK. I was a little heartbreak kid, you know what I'm saying, for the same reasons. Because I was insecure, man, especially in high school, man. Had a lot of girls who wanted me, right? But then I would treat them, in the public eye, it looks like harsh and mean, right? Like I would dog them out. But in my head, it was only because I was insecure and I couldn't do the things I knew I could do. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know how to act. I couldn't be this gentleman, this romantic, because I felt insecure. I felt little. I felt like if I did that, it was gonna make me look less of. You know what I'm saying? Until it's like, I'm actually being vulnerable. When I was I used to think about this, right? When I started finding self-love, I grew up, right? Because you grew up off of all the lessons you missed when you was younger. You know what I'm saying? And then you look back, like how you just look back and took that accountability. I did the same things. I went through my memories like, damn, I wish I could, go back and change that, but I can't. So I just got to learn from it. And then I started applying all those to who I am today, right? That's why each opportunity and lesson you have, even if it's a missed one, is good, because you can go back and learn from them and take from it, right? But I actually went through my phone before, and all the girls that I did wrong, right, and that really, wanted me, that was good girls, and I hurt their feelings, right, I sent them all a long message, like, you know what, I realized what I did, and I'm sorry for that, because I was immature, you know what I'm saying? You're a good girl, and you didn't deserve none of that, right? I just wanted to clear my conscience, because it was weighing heavy on me. So I went and apologized to like three women. I apologized to 3 of them, because it was like, I just hurt their feelings, man. And it was only because I was insecure. I wasn't mature. I wasn't ready for nothing. Didn't love myself. So I had to do what I had to do, and I felt a lot better after that. You know what I'm saying? And, I don't care what people say. Oh, you a simp, whoop-de-whoop, this and that. I don't care, bro.
You don't care about none of that.
Yeah, I don't care about none of that. I did what I had to do to clear my conscience and grow. You know what I'm saying? And they all forgave me, though. They all forgave me, like, oh, they forgive me and everything, but it's still good to do.
Yeah, it's good. So I'll be trying to do similar thing. So it's just it's a process, man. That we, like you said, that we got to swallow. You know what I'm saying? Swallow our pride and stop thinking we above it. You know what I'm saying? Because once you hurt somebody's feelings, that's cold. Like you start thinking about it, you go, oh yeah, because I'm sympathetic, so I put myself in their shoes, and be like, I start thinking like, dang, if that was me the other way around, so how would I feel? Right. How would I, go about life? How would I feel about that one day? How would that moment
shape me?
Yeah.
Because that's literally what I was thinking about. That's what made me go and apologize. Because at first I was just thinking like, damn, I hurt them, and I'm forgiving myself, but I'm also apologizing, like basically to God, right? Like I'm apologizing to God, like I'm sorry, God, for doing all that, but I start thinking about how they felt in those moments, because I've embarrassed some of them publicly. You know what I'm saying? Like not intentionally, but the end result was embarrassment publicly. You know what I'm saying? I just felt how they would feel. I put myself in their shoes, like you just said, and then I went and I'm like, bro, I gotta say sorry for that. I got to. It's not enough just for me to apologize to God and then forgive myself. I have to ask them for forgiveness and apologize to them, because I would never want my daughter to feel like that, to have to go through that. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely took accountability and apologized like a real man would. You know what I'm saying? Even though I didn't have to. You feel me? I didn't have to.
Yeah.
Years have gone by, right? But I didn't feel good leaving a situation like that. I felt like that stuff was still open. So I wouldn't apologize, man.
Yeah, stuff still be lingering for me for years later. Like I told you, I sent that text to somebody. You know what I'm saying?
You did.
And then, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I be feeling bad because even because my intentions wasn't that.
Right, exactly.
So that's why it hurts more. It hurts more because I'm like, what the fuck? Right. Like that's not even what I was, trying to do. Yeah, so it's like, that's why it just be wearing on me. You know what I'm saying? So and I be trying to reconcile stuff like that. So I completely understand.
Mm-hmm. It's just growth, man. You know what I'm saying? Being a man for growing up, because I think the definition of a man, like if someone asks me like, what is a man to you? I think a man is what he should be. You know what I'm saying? When you're called to do these certain things, I think if you don't do them, it makes you less of a man.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're called to do things and you do it regardless of how you feel, but you know, and you do it knowing it's the right thing to do, that's what a man is. You know, meeting people's needs, meeting your woman's needs, meeting your friends' needs, meeting your mama's needs, meeting your parents' needs, meeting your family's needs. That's what a man is. Doing the things that you should be doing. Not the things you want to do, the things you should be doing. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what a man is. For sure.
For sure.
Let's change the vibe real quick. I want to ask you another question.
All right.
I'm gonna ask you two questions. Let's both answer the first one and then the second one. All right. So the first question is, I'm gonna ask you both of them. The first question is, what's the most romantic thing you've ever done for somebody? The second one is, what's the most romantic thing someone's ever done for you?
That's pretty hard.
So let's answer the first one.
I was too busy in my Playboy.
yeah.
I was too busy in my Playboy antics, so I wasn't really trying to be more romantic. That's why it takes me out of my little thing. So
I think for me, the most romantic thing I've ever done was I wrote this girl a poem, right? I wrote this girl a poem, and then I brought her to a nice view, and we were sitting on the view, and I had just I said, you know what? And I just read the poem to her. You know what I'm saying? Read her the poem, and she was melting. I read her the poem, doing some little memories, you know what I'm saying? And she was just melting. You know what I'm saying? That's super romantic. I didn't have all the most money in the world, so I couldn't really, do all the extravagant stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I think that was super romantic, you know what I'm saying? Because it was quiet, and I just read the poem, and we was looking at each other, and she just was speechless. You know, all she could do was really hug me and just kiss me and all that, you know what I'm saying? So I think that was super romantic, you know what I'm saying?
I definitely feel like I got a lot of romantic things that I want to end up doing for one of my others, but I just never got to that point, to actually plan it for somebody that I really care about,
I truly believe it's gonna come for you though,
Yeah.
because all the things you talk about, I see it happening. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be one of the most romantic things you've ever done. I don't even know if I want to talk about it. I'm gonna say one thing, and you know what I'm gonna talk about, right? I'm gonna say the one and only. Yeah. Is that how it is?
Nah, you and I.
Is it you and I?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's gonna be super romantic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be super romantic. I don't know if you want to talk about it, but that's gonna be super romantic.
I'll let them know next time on
next
another
time.
podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Or maybe just save that energy just for that moment.
Yeah.
You know, don't even.
I really, that's what I really want to do. That's what I want to learn how to do. So, I mean, but like to answer your second question, somebody did do a romantic thing for me. She wrote like a whole book about everything that we did and all the things that she loved about me.
What?
Yeah, but. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it's just that was the amazing thing about it though. It had me feeling good about myself. You know what I'm saying? So it was just who it came from. But that's one of the most romantic things.
But you still could appreciate it though.
Yeah, I appreciate the hell out of it. You know what I'm saying? So it was good.
Okay, I think the most romantic thing someone ever done for me is because I like people taking the time to write out emotions for me. You know what I'm saying? So if you write something down for me and read it to me or even just send it to me, that means a lot, right? So I had this one girl, right? I didn't even know that she did this because I told her before about what I like to do. I like poems and all that. She just okay, yeah, kind of not really brushed it off, but she ain't say she was gonna do nothing, right? So I was OTR at this time. I think it was I don't know when it was, but she basically wrote me a whole letter with a little poem in it, right? A whole letter about everything she wished this and us for this and that for us and all this, giving me this whole, painting a picture for me and everything and all that of her feelings and what she wants out of all this, right? And then she mailed it to my apartment. So I didn't even know she had it. But when I got home for my birthday, it was there. And then I'm like, what is this? I read it, bro. I'm just like, damn, that's crazy. Like cause man, when somebody takes the time out their day to show you that they thinking about you, that feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you.
Yeah, that they appreciate you, notice everything you doing, give you all this credit. It just feel good. Like I'm never gonna ask for it, but when they just take their time out their day to do it, it's great. You know what I'm saying? Let me ask you another question. What's your biggest dating red flag or dating ick?
Biggest.
Like what's one of the things that if somebody do and you on a date with them, you like, oh, I'm good. Like, you know, it's not even like a come back from this scenario. It's like a I'm good, actually.
Just an overly rude person. Just being overly rude for no reason.
That. Yeah, I feel that.
You know, just not being a kind person. That's what that will get me. I'm like, oh man, just you being rude for what?
You being rude for what? Like,
for what?
Yeah,
like it's no point. So it's like
that's for sure.
And always trying to like, you know, just I don't know, just trying to belittle somebody, and that's just being rude. Just all
you know what I don't like? It's kind of in that same kind of like realm. I don't like somebody who's obnoxious, you know, and just like inconsiderate. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I pay attention to everything, right? I'm super observant. So if we're walking, right, and especially someone that I meet for the first time and I notice this about you, I'm probably not messing with you no more after this, right? So I'll give you an example. It's like, say we're walking on the sidewalk, right? Me and her walking on the sidewalk. And, you know, there's a family, it's a small sidewalk and there's a family coming, right? And she sees them coming, we're walking next to each other, and I kind of like gesture her to kind of get in front of me to give them room to pass us so they don't gotta stop and wait, you know what I'm saying? But she just stays in their way, like, oh, they can go around. Like, I don't like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
I don't like that. Like you know,
that's a no-no. Like, you like, what's the why? Why not? What you doing all that?
And then it's just little things like that, just being super inconsiderate, obnoxious, like thinking, you know, these people that work at these restaurants owe them some. Like, you know, you work for me. Like, I don't like stuff like that neither. Like, kind of like in the same realm as yours. That's like overly rude. You know, for no reason. That's like super rude. All right, look. I got a story. Okay. What's the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you while on the first date?
On the first date?
Yeah.
Shit. It's a lot of things.
Damn. It's a lot.
Yeah. You know, just the same old little shit. You know, I'll be talking in a little loud room, and then, you know, everything get quiet. I get a little fart. You know, something like that. So,
on a date is crazy.
On a date is crazy. So,
on a date is crazy.
You know, I was eating some goddamn ice cream, so you know.
On a date is crazy.
On a date's crazy. So, you know, I'm over here making, you know, cracking my little jokes, having people laugh and everything. Feeling good.
Momentum.
You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking it's gonna be a silent motherfucker. That thing was like, burn. I was like, yeah, man. I try to talk around it.
You try to talk around it. Yeah. You gotta acknowledge it, bro. You gotta acknowledge it.
I'm like, hey, it's, you know what I'm saying? all you
way,
do is this. I'm like, I understand.
Ain't no way, bro.
It was wild. It was wild, though.
It was wild. Damn. Oh my God. Was y'all at like a dinner or something?
Yeah, we was just eating ice cream.
Oh shit, that's crazy as shit.
Loud as hell too.
But look, it was when I was younger though, because this is the one I'm thinking about right now. I'm pretty sure I come up with some other stuff too though. But I'm thinking about this, right? So when I was younger, man, I think like right before high school, I had went on this date. With this girl, and it was another couple. So we went on a 2-man basically, right? And we was out eating. We went to Panda Express. And we sitting there eating, chopping it up, right? Laughing, and I'm sitting there laughing, you know, cracking jokes, confident, all that, talking. And then she like, you got something on your face. I'm like, what? And it was a fucking noodle just hanging on my shit like this. I'm like, oh. And it had to be on there for a while because I ain't taking a bite of noodles in a minute. So it was just probably hanging on there. And she probably just didn't know how to bring it up, but I'm drawing too much attention to myself.
Yeah.
So she probably, and you know what's crazy? Usually, the more attention you try to draw to yourself, the more some embarrassment comes to you for some reason. You know what I'm saying? Like the more you mess up, like when you do too much, how them people, for example, people in traffic, when they drive up on you, flip you off, and then do some crazy shit, and then they end up wrecking.
Wrecking.
You know what I'm saying? Something like that happening. Like that's how it be, bro. It be fucked up, bro. It be fucked up.
It was like that time when I was trying to curse at Brother Man.
Oh shit!
Everybody started looking. When everybody started looking, that's when I start. That's when I start messing up.
Hey, that I wish we had that on video, man. I'm telling you, that was one of the funniest moments. So look, we finna take it back for him real quick.
Yeah.
So look, it was end of the day, end of the school day, right? Did we have practice that day, or it was a short day or something?
It was a short day. I think we did. We was supposed to. Dang, because we was walking home.
We was walking home
to the house.
Yeah, we was walking home. So I don't even know because we still had our clothes on.
Yeah, we did.
I don't think we had practice that day or something.
Nah.
So anyway, look, school over with. We walking home, right? We at the intersection in front of the school, right? We walking off. We finna go get some food. Walk to the house, right?
Yeah.
And it was this kid, right? And I don't know what happened.
No, it's because it's been going on. Like it's been like going thing. Because you know, I'm playing running back at the time. He's trying to play running back at the time.
Okay.
So you know, he's trying to be all like, yeah, I'm better than you type stuff. But he's not starting. I'm starting.
Right,
so then he try to do all that other stuff.
Right.
So it just, I'm gonna do this. You know that thing with 50 Cent when he say once the person that's like saying I'm cool, I'm cool with that. We don't have to we don't have to fight or something like that.
Yeah.
That's the person that's gonna always find altercation. Mm-hmm. That's the person that's always have somebody trying to pick on them and try to do extras just because they know he ain't gonna do nothing. He ain't gonna fight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean that's because I'm just like a cool person. I'm not trying to overshadow something just because I feel like I gotta prove a point or something like that. That's because I always want everybody to be peaceful. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm always want to be like a peaceful person.
Facts.
People usually take advantage of that.
I was just saying that. They take your kindness for a weakness.
Usually they take a big advantage of that.
Yeah,
so
they take that whole mile.
So so we after school and he started getting on my nerves or something, like kept on just egging me on, picking on me, just doing all types of stuff. So I'm trying to walk away. Me and you trying to walk away. And
I'm sitting there telling old boy at the light, like, bro, you don't want to do this. Just chill, bro. Like, ain't nobody doing all this. We're chilling, bro. Just relax, bro. Don't do this.
And Smtty juicing me up, so I'm over here getting juiced up.
So I'm like, bro, chill, stop, bro. You don't want this, bro. Just stop, bro. Just don't do this. Relax. Let's just all go home. Whoopie whoop. This man, we don't need to do this, right?
So I turned around because he kept on going. So I turned around. I was like, you know what? You shut the fuck up before I come over there and shut the fuck up. Right. And then look, everything quiet. Everybody like,
Bruh said, you shut the fuck up before I come over there and shut the fuck up. I'm like, bro, I said like this, bro. I did this, bro. Because when he said, you know what, shut the fuck up, I'm like, here it go. Yeah. I'm like, here it go. And then he said, before I come over there and shut the fuck up. And then he like paused. He like, and then he pulled one of these right here like,
yeah.
So then I'm like, damn, like, alright, like, shit. And then Brett in the corner looking like this, like,
yeah, he's like what? What'd you just say?
So bro, after that, we had to walk off.
I just had to laugh it off and just walk away. I didn't say nothing else after that. I was like, oh shit.
Bro, and then we talked about that shit the whole walk home.
The whole walk home.
Bro was laughing it off, bro.
I was like,
because there was a lot of people right there. Everybody was just lingering right
crazy.
There, listening to them argue.
I had a lot of little stories like that of people trying to take advantage of me. But once I finally snapped, and once I finally like told them like, I go there, that's when they be like, oh, you know what? I was just playing.
Yeah, then they try to pipe down. Yeah, that's how it usually go too.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. It would happen with 3 other dudes. Yeah, I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, but once I do that, that's when they be like, all right, Jamal,
I'm cool. I'm cool. Hold
now
on.
They want to be cool.
Yeah,
now they want to be like, oh, what's up, Jamal? You cool? Now they want to do all that.
Yeah.
So
it's like they can't see past the kindness.
They can't.
People only look at you for who you is. They don't give you a chance to like really show yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like people, I hate that too though. They don't give people chances. Like basically when someone will hold you to the same standards that you was 3 years ago, and they'll expect you to act the same way, so they come at you the same way. Like you don't even know me no more for real. I done grow past all this, but you know what? People can't see the bigger picture. People can't it's like they can't conceive or or comprehend the fact that people can change, people can grow, people can be more aggressive than what they give out. You know what I'm saying? Some people just try to be calm. You know what I'm saying? They don't want all that. You know what I'm saying? But then it's usually the calm people too. Mm-hmm. The motherfuckers that just be calm, that you don't really see be turning up like that, and then when they do turn up, all that shit come out. All that shit come out.
Like you said, once you give them an inch,
they gonna take a mile.
They gonna try to take a mile, take a whole goddamn football field, everything.
They gonna take what they can get for real. That's the whole world too, though. Bless you.
Thank you.
That's the whole world, man. That's the whole world.
You know what I'm saying? That's the evil world that we was talking about.
All right, let me ask you another question. What's your go-to green flag? Like if someone do something, or really what for you is your green flag? You know what I'm saying?
It's just the opposite of
just
being a sweet person, a sweet, kind person. Like, you know, like you saying, being considerate of. Like you see that family walking, you know what I'm saying? She automatically just gets over. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do none of that. You just like, that's when you see, you like, oh yeah, and then she's not like using people's flaws. I mean, like, you know, like using people's flaws as their thing and use it against them. Yeah. She just, you know, trying to better that person. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's when I start seeing green flags and be like, oh yeah, she's the one. She cool. She the one. She thinking like how I think right now. Because, you know what I'm saying? You want that person to be like that. You don't want to be like, oh, go up against somebody with, like I said, friction. You don't want that friction.
For what? And this is exactly that, right? A green flag for me would be like if she orders something and it didn't come out right, and she just don't make it a big deal. You know what? I'm not even complaining. It is what it is. I'm gonna just enjoy this. Thank God for this. If I seen a woman do that, I might just.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard to find a woman, because a lot of women they want what they want.
I'm gonna be stuck if I see that, man. But yeah, they want what they want, and they want what they pay for, and I understand that. But it's like for a woman to have that kind of understanding and patience with somebody. Would be just such a turn on for real. You know
that means she got much more than, you know,
what you can see. Yeah. So let me ask you this: are you more of a girl who's methodical and thinks about everything she got going on, or do you like one of those girls who like just kind of is like impulsive and just jumps on something real fast? Because both can be cool and both can be like cool. Bad. Yeah. So what's for you? Are you more like a woman who's more intellectual, or just like kind of just going with the flow?
It kind of like depends. It depends on the intellectual, like what is she thinking about and stuff like that. Because once you start overanalyzing a situation,
nitpicking, with that too.
Yeah. So I mean, I want to say I want the intellectual one, but you know what I'm saying, that impulse can be bad too. You know what I'm saying? See, look, I be leading like I be.
It's hard because
I want them all to be like. I want to be one niche.
They gotta be, if they're willing to work on themselves. You know, they can find that balance. But for me, I think I would want a girl who's more methodical and thinks about everything she do. You know, because then it's like I like that whole idea of thinking, the thinking game. You know what I'm saying? I like that whole, you know, mind games and all that. I like playing stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm kind of like that too. So that's why I would want her to match my energy for sure. You know, and that's another thing too. What how long do you give somebody a chance to grow when you first meet them, or do you want them to be who they are off the rip?
I want to give them a chance to grow.
Me too.
Especially if I like them.
Yeah.
Especially if I like them and I see like potential, like, you know what I'm saying. That's what it is. You know, potential. We got potential in our life to be great. Right. So why can't she?
Give them room to breathe. Give them room to grow. I'm on the same page with that. So now let me ask you, how long do you give them? So say you said that like shit. But let me say this. So say you don't like something about them, right? But you want to give them a chance to grow, and you tell them, hey, I don't like this. How long do you give them to change what they, you know? How many times do you give them to do that same thing, to recurrent act, until you're like, you know what, you're not gonna change for me. I'm good.
I'll probably say like a good solid 6 months. That's
6 months. That's a lot of months. If they don't change in 6 months, I don't even know if I got that in me.
That's a good amount of time, because you know, can't just say unrealistic like a year.
A year,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah. 6 months is
Six
cool.
months is cool.
But that 6 months is still a stretch.
It
too,
is a
though.
stretch,
For
yeah.
real. You gotta really want them at that.
That's
point.
what I'm saying. You gotta, because then later on you might overlook it. By that time, you might be like, "Oh yeah, I like this person."
Right.
Then you start developing more, and then it start getting to that point where she would try to change it just because.
I was just gonna ask you a question. See me to answer our last question. I think I would give them like. I'll give them like 3 months for real to change, because if they gonna change, they gonna if they want to change, they gonna change.
Yeah,
right?
they gonna change.
So I think 3 months is enough time for them to show you like, hey, I'm willing to change for you, and that matters. That's where it goes back to being methodical. Like she thinks about this, like she thinks about all this. She's applying methods, like you know what I'm saying. That means a lot to me. I love a woman who thinks, a thinking woman. But what I was gonna say is going back on what we just was talking about. What if? Damn, I just lost my point. Damn. I hate when that happens because it just left my mind. That's it. That's what I was gonna say. Okay, so are you more of a? Do you want a verbal apology from a woman if she messes up, right? For her to acknowledge the mess up, or do you just want her to like take what you say, like say she mess up and you tell her, right? Both scenarios. But would you rather her take what you say and apologize for it? Or do you want her to take what you say and just not really even apologize for it, just be like, okay, and then you want her to show you over time, like, I heard you and this is my apology. Like, I'm gonna show you through actions. So
I like actions.
Words or actions?
I like actions.
Actions?
I definitely like actions.
too.
Because you know what I'm saying? Words is words, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can say anything to somebody and just be like, and then turn around and do the other thing
But
again.
some people need to hear like that you're sorry, that I want an apology. Some people are like that, you know what I'm saying? But me, if I tell you something like, hey, I don't really like this or that, I don't even need an apology, because like you just said, words is words to me. That's to us, words is words. Some people, it shouldn't matter. But if I tell a girl something and she don't apologize, I'm gonna be paying attention for the rest of our time being together, right? Is she gonna apply that and check? I'm damn near gonna put her in the same scenario for real. You know what I'm saying? I damn near do that. That's why I'm super methodical. If I tell her something, I'm gonna bring up a situation to put her in that same situation to see. Now, it's wrong or right, I don't care really. But I want to see if she's applying what I told her to fix and work on herself without me even knowing. Is she gonna acknowledge this and work on herself or not? Because that shit matters. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely believe in action over words too.
Action over word.
Definitely believe over what. I don't even need an apology.
Everybody can just say anything. You know what I'm saying? Say anything.
And they be like, and sometimes because people's tones and deliveries can be like circumstantial. Like the circumstances is right or wrong, you don't know how their delivery or tone, what it really means. Like, do they genuinely mean this, or are they just saying it because they know they gotta say it? Because a lot of times these days, people just say shit because they know they gotta say it, right? It don't have to be so routine though. I would rather you listen to what I say, okay, let's move on, and let me see if you gonna remember that and apply it to the next situation. That kind of stuff turn me on, bro. When a woman think like that, bro, ooh, well, I'm telling you, where, damn, wow, that kind of stuff turn me on, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah. When
a woman think and she show you that she's thinking and she applying this, man, that hit different.
It does.
That hit different. That's a power woman. That's a power woman. Like the woman from 1923, the auntie.
Oh yeah, the auntie just
what the wife.
She understand everything. She doesn't understand the role. Cool. She gonna play it too.
She
to
cool.
the fullest.
Yeah, she cool, man. She cool. Let me ask you this question right here. Do you believe love is a choice or a feeling?
I feel like it's a feeling.
You think it's a feeling?
Because you can't just choose the person you love.
Yeah.
That feelings is gonna come. It's gonna come natural.
It's gonna come natural.
It's gonna come natural. You can't just. That's unnatural. Being like, oh yeah, I choose you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like she ain't no Pokemon.
I think it's a loaded question because, like you said, that feeling gonna come to where you like, okay, I love this person, but then you gotta choose to love them every day. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a loaded question, but from the jump, yeah, I think it's a feeling you get. I don't think you can just look at someone and be like, oh, I'm gonna grow to love them. You can't really do that. You can do that shit with like flaws or something, but you can't do that with a whole person.
No, you
know
can't.
what I'm saying?
Because that's what I'm saying. Like you with that person, you can enjoy that person's company, but you not. If you don't feel the love for her, then it's not gonna keep on going. You're not gonna keep on like coming with the same intensity and stuff like that. So
that same energy, facts.
Yeah.
You definitely gotta feel that love for them.
Mm-hmm.
Now let me ask you this: do you think love is an action, or do you think it's like is love an action word? Like, is love an act, or is it just an emotion?
It could be both, because you gotta show your actions. You gotta show your love, and you know what I'm saying. You gotta feel your love.
Yeah, that's kind of like the same question for real.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the same question. It's definitely, for me, it's an act though. Like, you know what I'm saying. Like, you gotta be in. No, it's like the same question. So it's like it's an emotion too you get, but then you gotta act on that emotion.
You gotta act on it.
So that's really like the same question for real. What's a dream date for you? Like,
dream date?
Yeah. Like, if you had all the money in the world and you could set up any date, bro, with a girl, you know what I'm saying? What's the steps you taking? How's that day going?
My dream date, I wake up in the morning, we have a good breakfast. Either I cook or she cooks.
Okay.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
y'all eating in?
Yeah, we eating in. We start there, and then we start, planning out our day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not planning out the day. I plan out the day.
Right.
Because once I figure out everything that I want, all the steps and stuff that I want to do, it's gonna be a good day. So me, I want to be outside. I want to be out. Go by a lake or something like that. Listen, go sit by a water or go to the beach. Go out there and just enjoy each other's company, talk. And then later on the night when the sun go down, get a nice little boat ride. You know what I'm saying? With the little candle, little lit.
So
Play some little music, sit there, fireworks and something. That's gonna be like on the 4th of July though. Cause when I still remember that time when we was on that boat and fireworks is going on.
Lake Havasu.
Yeah, it just felt magical.
Felt good, huh?
It felt magical. So maybe set up some fireworks and stuff like that on a nice little candle lit little night. You know what I'm saying, on the water.
For sure. How y'all ending your night? Just like that? Like, and then go back to the...
And go back to the room, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Do our thing, do our due diligence.
For me, man, I think the perfect day for me, I'm definitely the same, for real. Because I will wake up, and it don't matter. If we want to cook inside, that's cool too. But I think I would want us to take a little weekend getaway. Go to like some like beach resort, you feel me? And this is not really just a day date. This is like a whole little weekend. But it's the perfect scenario for me. This is how I would feel like we'll have the most fun. Take a flight, go somewhere like like Bora Bora. You know what I'm saying? Something like that, man. Some extravagant for real. Some kind of like beach vibe on an island or something, and then get our own little private boat where it's just me and her on there, and the captain. Yeah, the captain who steered the boat and all that, drive the boat. So just me, her, with some food on there, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a little bit of drinks, chilling on the water with a little bed on the boat, you know what I'm saying? Enjoying that. And then, just vibing, having a good time, forgetting all the problems in the world, just relaxing. Then going back to the beach, back to the resort, spending the night, watching a movie inside, you know what I'm saying? Probably go out to eat first, though, like at the resort, go out to eat. Do some little fun activities on the beach, you know what I'm saying, island vibes, and then go back to the room, watch a movie, you feel me, inside, because that's one of my favorite things to do too, man. I like to be inside, just watch a movie, cuddling for real, you know what I'm saying, watching a good little flick, you know what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying, that rom-com life, man.
That rom-com life. And then, man, just end the night like that, man, have a good time, spend quality time, have a good conversation, and just... That shit sound good for real.
Yeah.
That shit sound good.
Most
Being in the water, one of them little movie scenes where you just in the water floating with her and y'all just kind of like holding on to each other, just talking, kissing a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That'd be cool, man. With some drinks on the boat, that should be cool. It's so much to do in this world, though. You know what I'm saying? There's so much to do in this world. Yeah, that's what's up. So let me ask you another question real quick. Do you think a woman should propose? Is it okay for a woman to propose to a man? Like if a woman proposed to you, what would you think and what would you do?
I'll be like, stand up, let me get on my knee.
Yeah, but what if she wanted to take the time like to show you that she really wants you? And
I would feel flattered. I'm not gonna lie because because the woman's choosing you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You already love the woman, and she choose you to. You know what I'm saying. But I'll definitely take it.
Yeah,
I'll definitely take it.
Yes.
But mainly, I would love to be able to
Be the one.
set up that date and propose for my woman. But if she does propose to me, I'm not gonna be opposed. I'm not gonna be like, get out of here. You know what I'm saying. I would take it.
I'll take it too. I feel the same exact way. If she want to do that, I will actually feel more flattered that she wants to do that. Like, wow, that's powerful. You know what I'm saying? Because nowadays women believe everything should be done for them. So in a time like it is today, and a woman gets down and proposes to me, I'm a one-woman man, so I have no problem being with her. And if I truly want her and she do that, salute to her, and I'm definitely going with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's cool. I'll definitely allow her to do that. I don't have no problem doing that. But with that being said, man, another successful podcast, brother.
Another one.
Another day down.
You hear DJ Kelly, another one.
Another one. Man, it was a good podcast, man. I think talking about relationships is super important. You know what I'm saying? And, relationships in your life are super important, you know, because they can build you up, especially a relationship with a woman can build you up. She can be super important in your life. Just giving you situations to grow and mold as a man, showing you your flaws, showing you your vulnerabilities, showing you your insecurities, and you being able to take those and apply them to yourself just can make you become a better man. And life is just about growing. It's about evolving. So any way you can get far as a man by working on yourself, but when you have a woman in your corner showing you like, hey, you know, don't yell at me, be more calm, be more respectful, be more masculine. You know, she shows you little ways you can critique yourself to become a better man, which in ways that you couldn't do really by yourself, man. So work on your relationships, find your self-love. That's super important too, finding your self-love. And because you got to start there. You know what I'm saying? If you don't love yourself, you ain't gonna be able to love nobody else. And if you don't love yourself, why should you expect them to? You feel me?
Facts.
That's facts. So yeah, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in wherever y'all tuning in at. The headphones on the walk, watching us on your phone, eating some food. You feel me? We got the podcast going on TV. You know what I'm saying? We hope y'all like the podcast. We hope y'all like us as the hosts. We hope y'all having a blessed day, a beautiful day. Brother, you want to take it over?
Hey, you said it all, man. We gonna end it here. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. You know, hearing us out.
Fact.
And get some insight of everything that we talking about today. So that's a blessing for us, and that's a blessing for you.
Facts. Y'all can find our socials in the description if y'all want to. Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, you feel me? If y'all stayed this long, you know what I'm saying? We appreciate that. We appreciate any watch time for real. But we ain't gonna stop. We gonna keep going regardless if there's nobody watching us. Cause this is what we do it for. We trying to grow. No matter if we getting paid for this, man, we trying to grow and we gonna grow. So you'll see. But yeah, y'all can find our links in the description. Again, King Smtty, KINGSMTTY on Instagram and everything for real. If y'all want to reach out. You feel me? My brother, you can find him at
Jamal _Scott28. You can find me on Instagram. Let me know what you need. I got you.
Facts. It is I, the guy.
It is I, the guy, brother, man. There's no other man.
Facts.
The man with the master plan.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's do it, brother. Love you, brother.
Love you too.
Appreciate you coming over for the podcast, man. Again, man. This is what's up, man. I love doing shit like this, especially with you, brother.
Yeah.
You feel me? So we're gonna see y'all next week. We out.